The Love Bug is a film that I always meant to get round to watching because I actually don't know if I'd ever seen the Lindsay Lohan Herbie films, so I decided I'd go back to the beginning. And since I'm watching Disney films chronologically, I've finally come to this film, and I have to say it was quite nice. I didn't love it, but I'm not the biggest fan of car-based films anyway, so that's something that I knew it might not appeal to me completely, but actually I think it's cleverly written, it's very well filmed, it's quite funny now and then. Herbie as a car is a likable character, and I think that that works very well. This was directed by Robert Stevenson and stars Dean Jones as Jim Douglas and Michele as Carole Bennet. We also have the brilliant David Tomlinson as Peter Thorndyke. I didn't know Tomlinson was in it until I started watching it, so that was pretty exciting. And if you're unaware of the premise, very basically, Herbie is a beetle, a car, who is alive, and it it doesn't drive by itself for some people, but whenever Jim is behind the wheel of the car, it has a life of its own, and it takes part in car races, and I don't want to say any more than that, to be honest. To be honest, there isn't too much more to the narrative. It's mostly about getting used to this car, people having different reactions to this car, of course. There's also the relationship between Jim and Carole, which is quite interesting and gave the narrative another dimension. It's also all building up to one kind of main race, but I don't want to say any more than that. But it's a fun narrative, it's a really fun concept, and it's a film that I did definitely enjoy. And I feel like it's very well shot, very well filmed. There are certain bits where I actually would like to know how they did it, such as the bit where Herbie is ramming another car. And I can't remember if we saw the wheels. I can't remember the shot, if we saw the wheels or if he was on a track. I can't remember if we saw the back of the car in case somebody was ramming him from behind. But either way, there are things that impressed me and I thought were pretty good and pretty well done, particularly for the 60s. And as I said, Herbie is definitely a very likable character. I say he, I don't know if it is a he, but it is cheeky sometimes and definitely doesn't always do the right thing in the right situation. Such as when he was ramming that other car because he was jealous and didn't want that car to get any attention, which I thought was pretty funny. So it's definitely an interesting character, but one whose journey I really liked and I want to see more. And thankfully, there are more films. There is, I think Herbie Rides Again is the next one, if I'm not mistaken. I think that popped up on Disney Plus after watching this. But I'll only watch it when I get to it chronologically. I'm not, desperate to watch it. It's not one of those films where, when you get to the end of a film and there's a sequel already out and you just watch it back to back. For me, it's not one of those films, but I did think it was good. It's something that I can see appealing to people of all ages. There's something in there for pretty much everybody. And if you like comedy based car films, then I have to say The Love Bug pretty much ticks every box.